Hello, I'm Michael Adams. For years, Pontiac has given us a different kind of car from any other kind of car that you may see on the road today. You'll always know that it's a Pontiac because it's got a signature style based upon racing experience. Any Pontiac you drive, it will provide you with a sporty, comfortable feeling that anybody can adapt to and have fun with. In 2001, Pontiac introduced a different kind of car, the first in its class, which was known as the Aztek. Now in 2001, when Pontiac released the first Aztek, people didn't know what to think of it. They didn't know whether to call it stylish or ugly. That's how different it was. But at the same time, Pontiac managed to keep a lot of its signature styling cues. So what we have here is a 2003 Pontiac Aztek. This one here was in the middle, from the time it was released in 2001 up until its final model year of 2005. So let's take a look and see what the Aztek really is.
The very first Aztek was introduced in Detroit with the 1999 concept car. It was designed with very sharp styling points as well as that unique and different kind of design that no one had seen coming. When Pontiac put the Aztek into production in 2000 for the 2001 model year, it wasn't released with the exact kind of styling that the concept model had introduced, but it did manage to keep a lot of the same ideas in mind. This is where we stand today with the Aztek. The Aztek is built off of the same platform that GM used for the Pontiac Montana, Chevy Venture, and the Oldsmobile Silhouette, all of which are minivans. But when Pontiac designed the Aztek, it wasn't going to be a minivan. It was announced to be the world's first SRV, the Sport Recreational Vehicle. The styling of the Aztek was supposed to show you that it was made for you to have fun with and give you excitement at the same time. Now when it comes to the Aztek, styling is what comes to mind, with its unique headlamp and turn signal marker lamps separated on the front end. It also keeps the signature two-faced grille that all Pontiacs have had for ages and gives you the look of another set just under the hood line. Other styling features include the Aztek logo on the rear doors, and there was no fuel filler door, just a sporty looking cap. The trim on the early Azteks were black, but in 2002 Pontiac made the trim to be the exact same color of the car, keeping the Aztek name on the rear doors as well. This Aztek offers the optional 16-inch cast aluminum wheels that show off the front wheel disc brakes, and on this model, rear drum brakes as well. The rear deck lid spoiler was something not offered on the earlier Aztek models. Inside the Aztek, you will find space and comfort, as well as some of the traditional GM minivan characteristics. But still, the inside of the Aztek is far from minivan standards. The front captain's chairs are very comfortable to your body, and also provide a very awesome fabric design to the eye. Both of the front seats also offer arm supports as well. As just mentioned before, the dashboard offers the looks of the minivan, but are changed up a bit, starting with the air bezels for a start. The driver sits in front of a huge speedometer in the center that offers an optional driver info center not on this model. The stereo here is an optional CD, cassette, AM/FM stereo that offers graphic displays, including some of the song information, depending on what station you're listening to, and it's also backed up by a total of 10 speakers. This model here has the standard HVAC controls, dual climate controls were optional, and the rear hatch release is located below them. There are normally two cup holders here to the side of the shifter, but with this model here there is an electrical problem with the brake shifter interlock. That's why they are missing. One cool thing offered was the center console that can be pulled out and used as an insulated cooler for picnics and stuff. Or you can just be like me and use it for storage. Another optional feature was to have the stereo controls on the steering wheel as well. These controls will help you to change either the station or CD track, as well as to control the volume or whether you want to play your CD or cassette. The rear hatch provides a great view to what's behind you at all times and makes backing up a lot easier. The back seats of the Aztek are a bit firmer than the ones up front, but still provide you with a pretty good ride experience. Once you drop the liftgate, you have full access to the back of the Aztek, which gives you 94 cubic feet of rear space once the seats are removed, and displays the powerful Pioneer speakers on the side panels. Also shown here are the optional rear stereo controls with the same exact functions like the ones found on the steering wheel up front. Nightlife in the Aztek provides you with the traditional red warming glow of the dash lights. Under the TAC, you have the message center that will display any current issues with the vehicle, such as to change the oil or to simply close a door. And under the fuel and coolant temp gauges sits the odometer with the tripometer that is now currently displaying the amount of miles I have put on my Aztek since day one over 2 years ago. So that pretty much covers the features of the Aztek. How's the performance? Well, under the hood of the Aztek is the notorious 3.4-liter front-drive V6 used in most GM vehicles. And the Aztek produces 185 horses and 210 pound-feet of torque. It pulls the Aztek to 60 miles per hour in 10.8 seconds and to 100 miles per hour in 51.8 seconds. The top speed is limited to 108 miles per hour. There are known issues with the intake gaskets on these engines here, and I've had this one done twice. Driving the Aztek is very fun to me. You do feel like you're sitting in a higher vehicle, but even more importantly is how the Aztek feels when you drive it. Well, the Aztek does not drive like a minivan. It still provides a nice sporty response around corners and maneuvers quite nicely, kind of what you would expect from any other Pontiac. The ride itself is rather very smooth in the Aztek. Over small hills and turns, the Aztek suspension setup provides it with nice rolls that are very smooth and keep the tires touching the ground. Of course, other jitters would be caused from potholes or other broken pavement, but overall the Aztek ride is very comforting. And the brakes in the Aztek are pretty decent as well, especially since this model here is not loaded with ABS or traction control. So overall, driving the Aztek is fun to me, and if you like the styling of it, it's also a very fashionable vehicle as well.
So, did Pontiac really accomplish anything with the Aztek? I think so. I think it was the first vehicle that actually offered an actual mobile camping package where you can actually set the tent up over the back of the hatch here, and not to mention an air mattress that also fits the size of the car with the seats taken out as well. But like I said, in my opinion, I think the Aztek is one of the greater Pontiacs of our time. And sadly enough, it was just announced by General Motors that Pontiac was going to be discontinued from the GM line. It's a sad day for Pontiac owners like me. But like I said before, I think the Aztek is a great vehicle, despite its flaws. Anyone who has one should cherish them forever. I'm Mike Adams, and you guys have a wonderful day.